you'll be exposed to something sexual, In the who frequently in a day, what your phone also bears 5 times, another 10 times, another 15 times. Now out of that, almost all the 15 times you'll be exposed to something sexual, then you want to test. Anytime it's giving me this. You want answers to that, and then do because our problem. Then peer pressure and then societal expectation. And now for a young for why experience be or cultural chale and nizo and answer ASU what do you try? That's where they are pressurizing you to experience some of these things. And now in society, when you need drew certain stage, now society no say to say that they be a me who and make a channel and they say when you need where you invest we here, you might worry. Oh, me they can't say more me the example. I know a pressure. A pressure na me dey mount. Again, a societal expectation. Society need to say, when you university, why are you not getting married? And the expectation nipa wo so no becomes the temptation for you. E because what dream no me kaita me old school no. Almost say your first degree waru. Ndi okopen masters akopen PhD answer. Before baby any me no money in our class. And the societal expectation, and some you fall for some of these things. Then young culture, any media influence no social media issues now. Then the quotation they saying dream on that. Romans chapter 12 verse 2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Say yema environment na ye woman yema yem peers influence ye yema social media influence ye, then we are conforming to the patterns of the world. But or say ye de adwene for ye, which is Christo madwene ade esesa yen ho say ampaye ti wiase wemu, but yamma ewiase wemu niema no en control yen mombe control eniema ewo ewiase wese mu. Ehefana sexual temptation no na tie free ba internal sources the free yemu to say de na make say ye nipadua no because of physiological changes and biological changes no edeba no ya adwene ne your emotions and your hunumu and your mammy and some way say and a time my the desire to fall for sexual temptation. First one, lustful thoughts. And the mind adwene. And I say, yeah, dream, and your ma a between adwene see. Oba ne bema enhyiamu eso and easy say sadwe ne beba trim because of social media uko be phone na algorithms na among the matoto forms no will pop up something sexually stimulating in the na generated thought e wo wadwenem in the you may scroll or may not scroll, then you begin to process adiena about phone no or wajim and na ebema sexual I can say lustful thought akono de sa akono abane ebetu trim na afi wa start edwendwen ho ebepe ho plans how to satisfy internal free umu enye bibi external na de ma wadwene na sha ase de ma. Second one fantasies tie happen pa when you are in a relationship. And I say, why establish a relationship for fra? You are fantasizing how you would want to live with your partner, or boy no girl no. Say the opese only ne betna that chen warrior if you do me ba me kwa kwishia my fantasies. And your friend, you are fantasizing. You are daydreaming. In a relationship situation, you know, that's what happens. Say na meye mikunu, say na meye mere, say na meye indi. What you want na winnie boy, winnie girl. But what do you na see how you would want to behave in an ideal marital situation or an ideal relationship situation? And when you're friend of fantasies, and you're there, real. What do you are living your life ahead in your mind. But give it man positive. You imagine yourself preaching the word of you imagine yourself leading service and not the embada, but on sexuality. That's internal. Then almighty desire. Akono. Sometimes you may be in a company of friends. You have liking for one of them. In the tembia okondo say that person is close to you. Okondo say you are in a conversation with that person. You kondo in the sad design. If we don't control it, a causing problem. Matthew chapter 5 verse 28. I said, man, I come on point. Man could you know. I said, man, Bekai. Oh, a jaco crowd the cancer view. Obiangai, who are banana there? Oh, Sawa said, Matthew chapter 5, verse 28. I said, man, oh, when you look at a woman lustfully, Jaco say, hey, and you wouldn't come on you. And the sa akono yede hwe ade no, that will lead you to temptation. And the and so no. External, the free bonting, social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, whatever, television, advert, obu ho say me giant sanum. Guinness for be ye advert pa na ye hwie na obika infiltrate tino na e kai wo time na no monsa no how anka be control sa glass no in the same way of flip no eco sexuality that is what they are doing to you. They are just whetting your appetite for sex with sexual advertisement omo no. Then relationship. When you know because you are in a relationship, if say one you careful, you'll be exposed to the idea of see about before you realize you are tempted with sex, and when you understand no grounds you fall for it. Environment, baby or situations be or how obetime create obetime create ama ho a ebeye ensohwe ama to say Joseph situation no environment in the create temptation man no, because Bible ne say na eyebra obi anifie aka Joseph ne Potiphar ne nko, and the woman saw that this time the obi enu. Even if they decided to do it, obi anche omo. And sometimes environment be can create the temptation for you. And we must be watchful. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33. And so more in the environment and komobia baby a obekwa akotena kaka nsem bi baby a obekwa akotena say open friendship be open relaxation be open company be no can create a big sexual temptation for you. External no anka wo kosa situation num na saa adwene ne enka wo adwene ho kora, but environment na wo koto mu no will create a situation a bit tempting sexually, and if you don't stand your grounds ebe you are sure before the research researcher ya amanfo aye bebre no the ekafa sexual temptations. So as the research shows that both men and women experience sexual temptation, though often differently. Just say sexual temptation it is not a respecter of gender. And for honey, so your ba na bema, a man in member if we see the same, if we see sexual temptations, but the did temptations ne banu different between a man and member. The tempting man may not tempt a member. The tempting member may not tempt a man. Men often experience stronger, immediate, and visual sexual impulses. A member there, the ordinary behunu, and most times no, immediate. It happens quick, fast. In the man. Modress, a big temptation for Mema. Kasi okume. You see, and the say, Bema become madress and say, because you are not a man, you don't feel what he is feeling. Because you may think, so they are normal. A normal more, but in your normal ma Bema. Because onono the new hupe. Na ekona adwenim a trigger. Women's temptation is often influenced by emotional and rational context. And madie mostly in a context. A man reaction towards sexual temptation and to say madie is slow. Say just o ye adwuma wɔ n'adwene ho. We hear Juma or Nadino. Intina de be a man, a member, my line, or the and the simple a man munti will be catched when we say or so. First one, hey, sister, woeful, and also Namotiana Nitria da. Then Nitria da, I say, it's my the day. Sister woeful. In the a contest, a mad day, a contest, a mad day, a member day, and it's what in the mad day, you will have to work on their mind and their bodies before they are tempted. But the member day, it trying to niswa. Still on research findings, now see both sexes are affected by modern media and digital exposure. Both a man member in social media and one of the causative agents are influencing or temptation. Second one, and I think this will be the fifth one. Self-control can be weakened in environment with strong sexual stimuli. In the environment that's it. Sometimes you walk into some environment that at the initial stage no one kasano wadwene any body and prepared and towards anything sexual, but environment na kasa can create I can say sexual temptation, you know. Say a do situation now. The only thing I'll bet media different do self-control. And no break. Say no failure there and you're not over faso. And we as young people or say ye conscious of ourselves and to be able to control ourselves, not only related to sexual issues but bibia sika obakoni ebie sika bi so da ho so only self control obefa. You know, sometimes I'm say kwana meka before I read one day me experience be me Dubai. Obi twem, I think it was about $200 in the free toy. And me draw nipa attention say you see careful. I mean almost system no. And you don't have to touch it cry in the first place because oh baby I wouldn't be a camera help. And you draw the person's attention no on one half an hour because who say or no dia near frato. Me yes we na guy ba kwa me ni adwuma no abepre Ben why na muzan say why I see at least step on it. Because I go say oh ya santini pa na the body na white. Typical African man there. Ja ubeti aso mani pana kokra no we jawa de ato o forward na no afa aka ho. Yes sir. We need self control. We need self control because you know there intimate self control now. It's not only about sexual temptations. We can be tempted in so many ways. The only breaks and I say idea bit me overcome temptations bia ye be face self control, your understanding of the environment, your understanding of the consequence of the actions we will take in our context. No, it could be positive, it could be negative. In this year context, Nasia self control about trying the right way to act or behave in such situation, so that we escape trouble and problems. The dangers of sexual sin. Say you lack control, self-control. Now in the unlikely situation we fall into sexual sin. In Saint Francois, in Yahweh, so as Christian youth, as young people, separation from God. You know Nyankopon tempted. Isaiah 59:2 they say Nyankopon na so nsi ne nsa nyetietia se ebeje ne mum de etie ne Nyankopon tem ye den boni boni. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 18 and say it is only sex, the sin of sex, that directly affect our body. Every other sin outside of your body. Sex in kwa any body. Indi mididu obiatema outside the body. Mibia obiadia outside the body. Mention any other form of sin outside the body, but it is only sex that entails the whole body, from your mind to every part of your body. Indeed, we should be mindful about sexual sins. Yes, say, and the importance of understanding this is what the body is to us as Christians. Bible says body near there. Bible is body near there. Nyankopon asore dan na de obese onyankopon asore dan no se ya na onyankopon be dan. And sexual sin leads to guilt, shame, and broken relationship. Indeed, you see, guilt a phobia, shame a new broken relationship. Indeed, you can break it down to different forms of relationship. When you're a young lady who was school, or papa show now when you say ebefia, you break that relationship between you and your papa. And you disappoint him. Say me and my family I break the relationship I have with my wife. And say me ni Yvonne shower na me Yvonne betchi me say me chitia. I break that relationship. And indeed, don't look at broken relationship in one way. A cut across all relationship engaged in. The guilt and the shame there. You see, and I think Enra, let me know be dingomo. Na okansim be say sometimes the rate at which I say now nipa mfere boni ho, especially sexual sins, and even to the extent that Christopher Crano yemfere yeboka koye ni abe confession, and confession na ebe no and say there's no remorse, there's no shame that we are expressing attached to adena no. On only personal experience long in the days no say papa bi baby no more no asori nim na sexually related issue obey confession that day oba asori we free yin to ma no disu pa and then confession but then Gen Z for no o me Gen Z by the way me na make me Gen Z me millennial more Gen Z for no onye Gen Z u ima okay ima you onka Gen Z for no why kabina oni wa na dosu mon kaya ho kra mon kaya ho mo nyina mo ye Gen Z for we don't feel any shame, we don't feel any guilt in some of these things. And your Gen Z for na sexuality I had to say one ye be cry not just say what they won't come home cry. Indeed, let's be mindful. There are dangers in that. Say your sexual sin. Biblical examples are David and Joseph. Two typical and contrasting examples about sexuality. David and Joseph, they experienced the same sexual temptation. Joseph passé, David failed. And you can relate. Joseph there, Potiphar, a wife, making advances. There was the opportunity. And Ojani. David there, curiosity on the namna bounce. And who so baby jare, and can who you were near. Or go who you know. And no, Medase. And no follow up. Monko friend, a Sagan, a and no muko dwe man no muhu nipa kra oye monko frɛ ne mbra and the same sexual temptation. Joseph, understanding the context in which he was, the response he said, hey, I did we say me nye enfantia why unyankopon any me master Potiphar. But Joseph there, hey, eye hwan monko frɛ ne mbra. Indeed, me de sa example mienu we say e ma yehu who say they say Joseph fled Odwane, but David there he fell into it and suffered the consequences. Joseph knew the consequences in his response to situation or the consequence and the man answer there be adiwe me ya my tie nyankopon enti na me nye ntie nyankopon. David who say ade na obeye no eye nyankopon no oye tia no oye eye Uriah and oye tia no eye Israel man no oyo hene no and ogu hu fi. And when you take time to read sa boni we say boni ya David no a man ye bone best a 3-4 at was just to cover it up. Oh, who say you really oba na nyin no e de anu nguase e beba enti o se yi ni kru ni free o se be ya e be to say oh oye widow na akofa enti David fa kwan bia so e frɛ ni soldiers no na o tro letter man na Uriah so o akon no na o tro letter e ma commander ni say mfa koma commander no ni mfa Uriah nkoto ekon no ba bia ye tough pass be ya obewu. But Nyankopon person expose David into yes, ye di Uriah call but we oba back. And Nyankopon ma David punishment for this particular sin. O man options 3 say Nyankopon ma options 3 say we choose back no for ma. For sa boni na o ye no. And the dangers are can ho asem no. When then you face the consequences of your sins. Indeed, let's be mindful how to overcome sexual temptations. A kwan ben ye befa so a ye bedi sa ensohwe so. The first one stemming out of the internal reasons and I say internal sources no is to guard your heart. Wakuma wadwene no bomodia ne boho ban. So who easy na me catch my friend bi na me we invest no ishia lady bi anoba me ne my friend ne yeko ni ishia lady no indi my friend ya hwe lady ya na osan ye ho no na madam fo no sa dan ne ho akohwe na me catch no me pezi me bunidi me kan say always avoid the second look. When the man's what the mommy, in that case, you have to prolong the first one. And as part of guarding your heart, you must always avoid the second look. If David had avoided the second looker and go in your problem, do you know why you have to avoid the second look? Because a year out of the second look, you begin to process. As I didn't who now first na ebano okay when who ni indi o second one na confirm idea who what dream say the same thing you saw, then you begin to process. Process it, then you begin to act on the process before you realize now order from flat. And you always have to take it as a principle. Always avoid the second look, especially men, because muna many hamu. Second one is my personal experience. When I was a little bit younger and I was looking for a wife, Obamivia, and intentionally I stayed in my father's place until about 6 months before marriage, na me too free, because I didn't want any temptation. And Obamifia, I opened the windows and raised the curtains. So you be energy, what is happening inside. That's the way I protected me. In this Adrian Bonnier, ya peja curtains and unkwa will diffuse that Adrian Bonnier. And you must find your own way, looking at weakness and no strength, especially when a kaunkwa any oba anabema ufili say there's a potential threat of temptation. Then you begin to look for ways to guard your heart and mind so that you don't fall. Flee, Gane. One can say run, flee. Flee, how to describe it? Abemowati word nasi. But if there's anything beyond runner, and only flee. Set boundaries. One kasa knowing yourself, no, or so set boundaries, man. Say, may I want to enter into a relationship. Fine. It is not bad. It is not good. Sorry, it is not a sin to enter into a relationship, but set boundaries. May, if I want to date somebody, first rule for myself, say, in this relationship, because my purpose is to know you and to even consider you for a wife or a husband, no. So what I say, if you want to shake, if you purpose or chairman, hello, hi, we can shake, but no hug. A way of setting boundaries. I mean, the commonest are do about close. Men kiss crowd, kids are not just what hago. Okay, what set a boundary be say there's not going to be kissing or pegging. It means that the first hurdle of hugging they permitted, they are allowed. Menka say ya mrana meshishu. One kasa sit, know yourself and set your own boundaries. Stay accountable. Who do you account to? Or life, no? And I say, oh, suje DNA with the relationship, no? Who do you account to? Also, oh yeah, accountable. Fill your mind with scripture. Or say, tembiano, or Bible in Naswa, what the Bible who buy in certain situations and in certain circumstances. I say yes to temptation, no. In all the areas about some try, no. Jesus was quoting scripture. What say. Indeed, when you find yourself in a tempting situation, quotations ben adibe you huano. Edi edwani efrimu. And when America, fill your mind with scriptures. Walk in the spirit. Galatians 5 in the 16 through 22. Say yede onyankopon honhom ne nantia, we will pursue enema eye papa no and do away with enema na eye bone na okeka nwasem chapter 5 verse 19 through 22. In the practically a quite base 6 we say eye good enough for obia to avoid or to escape when you find yourself in a sexually tempting situation. Discussion question. Why is temptation not considered a sin? I didn't know the mere fact say sexual temptation, the temptation itself, and yet bonnet. What are common sources of temptation in your life? We're personal. And don't think about trainam dema external and internal. See what was here. A dear pan tempted sexually. Because so personalize the answers to this question and then the bemu who acquire obe faswa obe prevent this temptation, no. So guiding principle 6 there I can say here how to overcome them, no. If you think of the second question in a personal way, me too is here at my age, me marry mini boy, mini girl, but I'm thinking I want to enter into a relationship, and in my bay and the bay sources of sexual temptation. My name is a motive, in the Obia de Obia, a man now, am I ready for marriage, will have a different source of temptation. A member, am I ready for marriage, will have a different source of temptation. A man who cries some person will have different source of temptation. In our categories in temptation, yepe. SHS for temptation will be different. University for temptation will be different. Omo Musia Eduma temptation will be different. Omo national service temptation will be different. Omo Maria school to san and mo Muya Jumana, Omo Mare Jesse, Ene Kabnamo, Victor Mo, lawyer Mo, Prince Mo, Omo temptation is different. Because Omono, there will be some ladies in their lives omo be push omo ho say you be consider omo ankasa so wo ba ku mienu miense bia omo ankasa ehwe into omo temptation e different. me third discussion question I say, what can we learn from Joseph and David examples na because you say omumienu nyina face the same temptation ba ko fole ba ko amfole ndi adesua be ne benya film enyema be ne ma David efole how can we avoid that if we face the same temptation enyema be ne ma Joseph succeed ede be ne betimi asua film se be ya yeso ye ko sa temptation ni ma yeso betimi succeed ndi sa lessons ni mienu sa scenarios ni mienu no emaye enema be to think about when it comes to issues of sexual temptation even for yana yaware me obi ka kire me oba bi o ka kire me say osi so time a man for say ne pepa ye o ware ye chi ano onyem the football so pass so still na man for say ne pe endi obi anye safe obi anye exonerated from sexual temptation obi anye safe. Number 4, what practical steps can help you avoid temptation? Who answer to second question becomes number 4 no kwanya obefa so a obeye no. In the categories of yena yeshia mekeka yeni na SS4 JHS4 university for more maybe school for so 3 categories and now 4 categories we nyina no obia temptation is different and a kwanya obia befa so eyi no hu afri the temptation mu no enso is different because sources no enyepe. Then last one, how can the church support youth in purity? Ekwan ben na emabunu ehwehwe se asori ne betimi aboa omo na omatena ewa ahotie mu ana church ni rule because you don't avail yourself. You see, Adeba could be a me no big deep como and commander me need pandedi and or say another person I was saying him or person name me personally deep como but offering. And I'm saying, so offering so only me ben by doing como how can you go to software champion? Because me who say me are very accessible to especially young people in this offense or baba me honu ma be din komo dia ene me hu dia drobe cost of champion say oh but you see I want to on this note tell everybody say me I am very accessible. Take bia obe frame me bia you will get me omo munim no are benefiting. This is bia my busy or bibi mint kuta phone and no ndin komo but and one area me who say me ministry as osofo no to minister to young people and yes anka Garden City come free what dada but I've been there for almost 15 years now. This October will be 15 years and me botaye and I enjoy doing that. Having one-on-one situation with young people to talk about your career, to talk about your marriage, to talk about your life, to talk about your Christianity. When they try, you enjoy it one day. Conclusion: sexual temptation is real. Real. Yeah, timey, and that time yeah, woman say, oh yeah, guy say, hey, me Christian me when you be bound for some na oh nine. Now, indeed, let's note that a real, a powerful, and a challenging. So when you say you experience it some way or somehow, and the one kasa o prepare what you say ebeba na eba a kwan say na me person me dealing with it. By the time ebeba no ubehu ano no wa fall no wa say David na the whole flat and sana what you about May 2026 so for Ben any sexual temptation with me them. Indeed, let's be mindful. Real. But it is not unbeatable. You bet me defeat temptations. And I'm me. We can if we put our mind and our heart to it. Anybody be defeat temptations. In the end, so you bet me defeat temptations. Say I'm fancy a trim sad there and a bema temptation a brain pa. And the way you bet me overcome no is through Christ, discipline, spiritual growth, and young Christians can live lives of purity and holiness. You bet me say ye ma Christo ho asem, ye ma Christo ho encheche, ye ma Christo ho nimdie eye kese e wo ya adwene mu. Yankasa ye discipline ya hye ho so. Yankasa ye adwene say Christosuma ye asum no hunhum mu nyini no ye benyini e wo saa ekwan no so a ye nyina ye Christopher ne betimi abobra ahote ene konkron ye ewom. And it is only that way we can beat or defeat sexual temptations. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse number 22. Say, flee youthful lust, but pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace. Flee. Medikanka. Mi who weda anapi kasa mi debeshe flee nase. But if there is anything beyond that, the ebedi run echi. Flee. So betua yire, so betua mimo. In that situation, when you come to the realization, say, hey, where you sorry, you disappear, and you flee. Because in your youthful days, no, last a year strong. Last a year strong. You last for independence. You two Oma Mekato say you be bupa. We benya nanka when you know to free what do a youthful desire. A last. You are lasting after self-independence. Ubenya, hey, committee we na be say 100,000 Ghana nation bottom. A last, your last for wanting wealth, no. Menya pa na come get them change you whether na ye cool say. A youthful last. A youthful indeed. Sanya money na a happy